好，开始啊。
Hello everyone, I'm Hank, and today is our weekly live shoot.
看，
And for today, we introduce is our 9ZP-0.4 type time cutter. Is install some question. And also every week our live shoot will have the live shoot. If you have interest, you can visit. Okay, and today for first for have maybe have some new friend is not clear about the 9ZP 0.4 type cutter machine. If you are all use or you first watch our live show and want to look for one suitable type of agriculture machine, and we can introduce this machine first. And for our factory, wool machinery, and we have more than 20 years for produce the agriculture machine and woodworking machine. And for this, today we introduce the 9ZP 0.4 type cutter machine. Is very hot selling, and also we have more type. Uh, After today we live show, if you still have interest about our other type of machine, also we can recommend other type to you. Okay, and please wait. I can log in our account. If you have any question, you can send a message to to us, and I can see the message. Okay, now we can first introduce the machine. For some new friends. For this machine, the 9ZP cutter machine. And for this machine is the smallest type, matches 2.2 kilowatt or 3 kilowatt single phase, and the voltage can custom. Also can match diesel engine or gasoline engine is very suitable for own use. Now we can see the machine some videos. Yes, before we introduce the machine, how to install, we can compare the machine and how to work and why we introduce this machine. This is the machine, a video and show the machine how to work and the principle. You can see the machine. For this machine, is very starting in the Asian, the Middle East, and Africa, and some area. You can see the machine. These processes grass and straw like the video shoes. We can match the hand feeding type and also automatic feeding type. And the machine, the principle is like the video shoes. First have the roller press with grass and straw. Then through the blade is cutting to small chips is about 1 centimeter to 3 centimeters. The chips or feed like cattle, goat is no problem. And finally, the glass chips will blow out. For the high speed the machine, the blades will have a strong wind will blow out the glass chips. Also, like the video shoes, also can process the dry or cold straw. And for this is we test, for our areas, is uh, colon straw. Yes, like the video shows, we mainly test the colon straw and get the capacity. If you have your local material and different material, you can send to us. We can confirm and recommend the best suitable machine for you. Okay, you can see the machine is also process corn straw. And also for this machine, we according to customer feedback offer um, some modified type. This is we as add this automatic feeding timer. It's more easy operate, and you just put the material in the automatic feeding the conveyor, then will directly cut it. And for this, you can see for this is processes straw is the machine is can adjust. You can see the machine. The video is have two degree. Can adjust the final pieces about five about the short or the longer the final pieces. Okay, now we can see friends have any question. And this time is we modify the type. You can see the machine is different. The upper is have a two feeding pot. This is process some vegetables like potato. Yes, you can see this is for process the make the final pieces more small for easily feed animal. And some customer they are already know this machine, but for this machine, how much is the supplier and the factory they want to compare the machine different. For our machine, you can see our machines inside, or the blades is chooses the better steel and the roller steel. And this is I said is have two degree. First is the longer, then last is shorter. For our machine, both is uses as a gear. You can see the gear is to drive. For then if you want to adjust the final pieces for the switch is easily to operate. This is and we make it better. And for this machine, now we can see this picture. For different customer have different material need to process. Usually processes fresh the grass and straw is easily, and some customers want to process like a rice straw or corn or wheat straw. You know the straw is also is hard to process, so need to adjust the blade. And the is close the moving blades have a fixed blade. If you purchase our machine and want to process the wheat or rice straw, and you can tell us, and we can adjust the blades and send to you the video and make it you will use the machine better in the future. And for this machine, the blade two sides both can use, and is easily to operate. You know the machines have two screw. You just lose the screw, then changes the blade size, changes the machine blade, the direction. Of course, and this is recurring to customer needs and simple switch to cut off the electric is more safety and more better. And for this machine, usually you are for want to take some sample or for own use spare part together with pack with one wood case pack. Also, if you are dealer, you want to have more the quantity of this machine. You can like this choose the paper case pack, then with one big wood case or directly two load in one container is no problem. And for this machine is very hot selling not only in our Chinese market, also in our the foreign market. For every day we will uh, produce much, and now we still have stock. And also for this, for all use type, we also have another type, also is suitable for own use. The 9ZP-0.4 chapter. Today we can simple introduce this type of machine for our the new customer. For this machine, is the picture like this processes the glass and straw. Also can feed the process the green to make green powder for feed animal. This is the machine matches 6 horsepower diesel in the picture. For this machine, usually is have two feeding ports. The first is this side is processes grass and straw. Another port is for processes like something green like corn, like wheat is no problem. And have three feeding ports. So first up is for directly processes finer the grass tips, can choose the middle type is blow out. The last, the output is processed the green, for green powder. Uh, we can see some machine the inside. You can see the machine inside. First is have this side have three pieces of blades. Um, the machine, the principle also is easy. First, the grass will throw the moving blades is cutting to some shorter grass tips. Then through we can see the triangles blades and some the hammer wheels blades, the small blades, and the tool makes uh, material. How to say like the cholesterol is working house is more smaller. Finally, those different size screen like this pin. Smallest is about 3 millimeter and 5 millimeter, 8 millimeter, also or big like 30 millimeter is no problem. So if you want to need a machine feed different animal like a chick, like cattle, a goat, a pig, a rabbit, you can choose this type of machine. This machine is how to say is multifunction. It can feed different animal. Also, the machine is packed like this. If you need a sample, you can choose with in a factory installs machine and installs motor. Then with good case pack and send it to you. Now we can see some video of this machine. Okay, and we can see the final pieces. This is we use the 6 millimeter screen to process the code. You can see the small to feed the check is no problem and it's better. This is so matches 3 kilowatt hours small engine is no problem. This is we according to customer needs to modify the machine and the full rubber wheel and can easily to move. Now we can see some video about this machine. Some customer, they have look for some time cutter, but need to process the final pieces is small. Like the video shoes, you can see it's very small. Processes cholesterol, like I said, from the last output. This is process the peanut straw. Also, you process the cholesterol and other grass also is okay. But attention one point, if you feed the fresh or green grass and straw, don't put much for one time. Yes, do not put much for the machine one time. The machine for the process the glass and straw for the green is the material is have have some water is hard to blow out. And this is the test process. The scene of the corn straw from the middle output compares for the upper output, the final pieces will be smaller. This is process the corn seeds. Usually for this machine also can match the feed pellet machine for make one simple line, process grass and chips, then make the pellet. You can see the machine. For use this machine, you can use one to collect the final pieces. It's very fine for the green powder. But this machine is mainly for feed animal. Yeah, you can see the machine billboard to make other feeding pot or output better work. This is the process the green stone from the upper output. You can see the machine processes have water the material like the fresh straw is cannot blow out, the distance is cannot blow out too far. So do not feed much for one time. And for this machine, for this series machine, we have different type. For the 9ZF-420 type, 9ZF-424 type, and 9ZF-430 type. For different type, the capacity is different, machine size different, and the power is different. This is 9ZF-424 type processes. You can see this processes corn seeds. This is processes grass, fresh grass. This is 9ZF-424 seed type. The output is just have two. Also process the machine in own farm is no problem. You can move the machine easily and use the electric, also just a single phase. It's no problem. And I have a customer from Philippines, and he used the machine. Is about now is 2 years. He is mainly for feed the sheep and the sheep. He use this machine. You can see we make the video is slowly to process the corn straw. It's fresh corn straw. You can see the machine processes the fresh the material is cannot put much for a time. For the upper output is directly cutting mill, then blowout is no. The final piece is bigger. Is suited for some the big animal like cattle. The middle output. You can see the final piece is graphics is smaller. Also, if you want to use the machine for feed some small grass and straw is no problem. You can put it for more. And not like this because the cholesterol is big. Also, this is processes the code. Now we can today can continue introduce this machine how to install the 9ZP-0.4 type cutter. First, we can see the some pictures about this machine. First, when you get the machine with paper kit pack, you need to check the machine's part, spare part is enough, is have no lost the part. First is the working the body is the machine mainly part, and the feeding hopper for hand feeding hopper or for automatic feeding hopper, and the frame. The frame is also have one grinding wheel for you. How to say you need to make the blade is sharp. You can use the grinding wheel, and we'll also you can see it's the screw. Usually we will use one small bag to load the screw, so you can check have the screw bag or not. You can see the picture. This is to install some screw and to fix the machine frame. You can see the two machine frame is have a hole and have the screw to install the screw to fix the machine frame. We can put the machine on the ground. Then to install the machine frame. And then we can continue install the machine. The ground wheel, you can see is the ground wheel totally have four ground wheel. And also this still the frame is for install the motor, electric motor. For feet the motor frame is totally have four sets the screw. You need to adjust the frame's position, and at first we cannot to because screw is and the motor frame for is correct position. And then we can to remove the safety cover. Have the screw, have two screw, because we need to install the belt into uh, the motor pellet and the motor valve. And this is very easy. And also this part is to feed the feeding hole. To how to install the feeding hooper. After you install the screw and make sure you make the screw is. Also, after you receive the goods to feed the feeding pot, also need to make sure the screw is tight. Okay, and this is for the automatic feeding type. The automatic feeding type is has a chain to install. First is on remove like the picture shows. For the automatic feeding type, the chain have a digital part like this. And first we need to remove this part. Then install the chain to the gear and make sure the position is. Then we still need to install and we first to remove the small the steel piece. And this is installs the motor with pellet. Installs the motor pellet also is easy to put the motor in ground, and you can see the picture. The will have the motor wing is installed on the motor is together. When you use to install the motor pellet, just to use a hammer or will be better to install the motor pellet. Then we can install the motor and adjust the motor with the frame and make sure the belt with the motor pellet and machine wheel is in one line is can drive is now we can adjust the motor the position. Then we install the belt according to you. You can use your hand to feeling the tightness of the belt, adjust the motor's position. After confirmation is okay, now we can tighten the grass and the motor is free. Then we can use, install the safety cover. And make sure all the screw, like the machine body, the screw is installed is okay. Also, this is our customer custom type. Then you need to adjust the motor. For this machine is single phase, for you need to adjust the four line, for cable line, and for two copper steel. Now we can see the machine, the product instruction. You can see for after you get the machine, we'll have the instruction. Also have every time not only the picture, also have the word to guide you how to install. And after you get our machine, you can check our instruction and have a spare part as the list. We'll have the motor pulleys, belt, the ground wheels is 4 pieces, and the training wheel 1 pieces, and fitting port 1 pieces. Type of the series chop cutter. Actually, for this chop cutter is very simple, but we according to customer feedback can modify different type. Like this is a normal type. This is with diesel engine. This is with gasoline engine. This is with the automatic feeding type. Also is with two just simple modifies machine frame, installs a gasoline engine, and this is for the square have two feeding port, square feeding port and automatic feeding port. Now we can see some video. And is before we install the machine. First, after you get the machine, if with wood case pack is like the video shows is have the machine part, and the box the loader is will have other the frame the wheel. You can see this is we take the all the machine the part machine body, the fitting hole, the two frame, 4 ground wheel, 1 motor pulley. And this is the video show we to adjust the machine wheel with motor pulley, adjust the belt. This is we install the safety cover the screw. Totally have 2 screws. First is there. Second is near the output part. This is to install the motor the cable line. You can create two. We offer the video and the picture to connect the line. Also, if you want to choose some more powerful the model, we also can offer like the three-phase motor is no problem. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, this is already installed the machine. And this is to install the machine in the frame. You can see the video is have two frame. The ground view have a small the screen to just install the ground view. And for now, we update the machine ground view is choose better and is more safety. This part also is to install the screw of the machine frame. This is we make sure the machine frame screw is tight. This is to install the motor frame. You can see the black part. And for installing machine, yes, so the video shows is have two person together work install the machine. This is true. Check the safety cover part and install it. You can see this is the switch to adjust the short and longer switch. For install the chain of the machine, the gears need remove the cover first. This is install the fitting port. Install the fitting port is easy. Just to put the fitting port in the position and install the screw, like the video shows in the screw. Yeah, this is I said the to drive the gear, the chain need to remove this part first. Is to remove this part, then can install the steel chain. Make sure the steel chain is tight. And finally, to fix and to install the steel chain. As for this is mainly the automatic fitting type. Later we will have the video to show how to fit the automatic the fitting part. If some customer is have a question about feeding the automatic feeding part. Yes, for this part is need some time. It's better have the hammer. Okay, and this is we last time go to the factory and have two live view take some video about the install. So like the picture shows is automatic feeding time. Is you can see is different. The hand feeding time we have is automatic conveyor the device and compare uh, before our machine we update the machine switch, the handle, the ground wheel, also and for this part to fix the machine cover, the screw, also is update. Okay, now we can see some video about how to install the automatic feeding time. First, we take the machine. You can see it have two the machine frame. Yes, if the frame is hard to get, you can use other tools. Yeah, for this is is our install is fast. They first install the ground view. You can see compare before our machine we add a small the ring in the ground view. They use the steel pin to fix the ground view. Now is other to ground view. If you are first time to install the machine, you can according to we offer the picture and video one step to install the machine, the different part. Also, be careful the screw, the bag is have many screw and the machine for part. This is the tube, the black is the motor frame. And also is not make the motor frame is too tight. Just make sure the screw is can fix. Is no drop is no problem. to install totally our 4 sets the screw. For we as a part is not to make the screw tight because next we will adjust the motor the position. For usually we install the machine frame is how to say to make the machine the body is on the ground. Oh, and they are installed the machine for many times. So it's like this. It seems it's very easy for this. You can see it's have the screw hole. Just to install the screw is okay. Oh, and now we can see some friends. And we have more than 20 years for produce the chip cutter. Where is your factory? Our factory is located in Henan province, Zhengzhou city. If you arrive at Zhengzhou city, we can arrange a car to pick you to our factory. And now you still install the machine frame. Yes, it's true. You can see the green steel is for install the automatic the feeding part. The automatic feeding part is not in the paper case. Okay, now we can see this is to install the motor. This is before I introduce is first to remove the safety cover. Okay, and this is the important points to install the automatic the feeding port. Better you can use 2 person to together to install. Usually for make sure the packing size is smaller, we will separate the machine and the feeding port. This is installs another side the feeding port, the screw. Yeah, for this part is because near the The gear always need some tools to install the screw. You can according to install the screw. For the part is hard to use, hand is need to use some tools. For next is easy to install the screw. And this is to install the steel chain. To put the gear, adjust the chain position. And finally, use the tool to finish the install. And for better, you can wear your glove. It will be better. You can use your hand to slowly drive the gear and to for easily to install. Now, yes, it is okay. And to install the steel PC. And this the most the harder part is finished. Okay, now we can install the safety cover. This is to make sure to install the fitting part, the screw is tight. Yes, for this is confirm the screw is okay. Then can install the motor and the belt. Make sure the motor power is the machine wheel line. Adjust the belt. and to make sure the motor, the frame, the screw is tight. And finally, to install the two-side cover. Finished the install. Next is finished. Okay, today we introduce the 9ZP-0.4 type install is finished. For next time, the same time afternoon, we will have another live show. Welcome everybody to visit our live show in our Facebook, YouTube. Also have the live show. Thanks for everybody, and bye.
Okay.